one of the questions, of course, is why Country Alliance? And the answer goes back to 2004, 2005, and two big events at that time. One was the sale of Telstra, and the other was the changes that were being made under the Bracks government to the Victorian Upper House and how it was elected. If you look first at the Upper House issue, it became apparent at that time that if you'd taken the results of the previous election and you'd applied those numbers to the new structure for the Upper House, the Greens would probably have held the balance of power. And I think there would be few in country Victoria, certainly, who are farmers or even those who take their recreation in country Victoria, you know, four-wheel drivers, fishermen, shooters, etc., who would not agree that that could or would have been a disaster for regional Victoria. I think the other one, the sale of Telstra, brought into focus a fundamental issue, and that is, surely we've got a national party, you know, this is the country party of old. Why do we need a country alliance? Well, I think with the exception of the holdout by Barnaby Joyce, one thing that decision proved was that the Nationals will always be compromised by their coalition agreement with the Liberal Party. There's nothing inherently wrong with going into coalition with the Liberals, but if you're going to do that, do what Bob Brown did and go into coalition after the election when you know you've got the balance of power, and then you use that balance of power to most effectively represent your constituency. For years now, as we saw with Telstra, the capacity of the Nationals to use their balance of power to represent their electorate most effectively has been compromised by the coalition agreement that they go into before the election. Should the day ever be reached where the Nationals are once again able to use the balance of power as they did for so much of the last century, I think you'd probably see that parties like Country Alliance become less and less relevant. Until that day, I think there is an ongoing necessity for parties like Country Alliance to provide, for want of a better term, the conscience of the National Party.